think that any time that you hold a professional football team to no touchdowns in a game, you walk away with that really proud of how the guys played, and that's how it was last Sunday. Our fans did a tremendous job again of making it tough on the offense. I really think that defensively that we're getting full use out of the home field advantage, and that's great to see. This is a tough challenge. We're going to go over to London and represent this great game. We're excited about that, and going against one of the best quarterbacks of all time is a great challenge for us to see where we're at. With that, I'll open up to questions.
You obviously are known for blitzing. He's known for kind of picking apart blitzes. How much do you have to weigh that when you're making your game plan this week?
I mean, I think there's some weighing to it. We've played him different about every time we've played him, and the way to attack him changes from year to year of who he has with him, and it's just he's such the thing that separates him is everybody knows that he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think we'd all agree on that, and that's from him throwing as many touchdowns as he has. So everybody knows that, but what they don't really appreciate that I do is just the great football mind that he has. He gets them in the right run game. He gets the protections right. He knows the pressures are coming. He's a great student of the game, and I really admire how he goes about playing this game, and it's always fun. It's a fun matchup.
What did you see from Landon Collins when he worked out? What do you think he has left? And in Washington, he was hesitant vocally about playing like that hybrid linebacker role, which I assume is what he would do for you guys. So did you guys talk about that?
I thought that I thought his workout went well, and you've heard me say before we're a positionless defense, so we'll find some place he likes, and when we get him here, and we'll go from there. But right now we're all focused on Green Bay.
Coach, you're second in the league in red zone, you're second and third down defense. Can you talk about why you've been so successful so far early part of the season?
I think the players themselves have really studied the game, and especially in the situational football, different things like third down and red zone, and they've really done a nice job of studying not only what we're doing as a defense, but what the offense does, and it's going to be a great challenge this week.
Coach, the Aaron Rodgers we're seeing this year is a little bit different than in years past. Obviously still an excellent quarterback with a great mind, but a little bit more of those short yardage passes and such. What are you seeing in how he's playing a little bit differently than recent years?
I mean, it's like, what's the best thing I could give you? It's like owning a python and say, don't worry about it, he won't bite. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. To me, there's no difference. I think that he's just as effective today as he was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and that would be like saying that, I don't know, Michael Jordan can't hit any three-pointers. You're going to guard him outside, and then he'll hit 5 or 6 three-pointers on you. So it's just he's playing at the top level.
Dexter is playing at the nose a lot more this year than he has in the past. What is it about that you think? Obviously, he's playing well, so what do you think suits him well playing in there?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you need to have a centerpiece of your defense, and he wears that badge with pride. And we move him around, more than what people really realize. And he's done a really nice job of. The biggest thing about Dex is he's so selfless. He's just as excited for someone else to have success than he is himself. And when guys start playing that way, when they start playing for each other, like he has, you'll see good things come from it.
Wink, at the risk of kind of sort of repeating what Dan asked you, but I'm not trying to. With Dexter, what have you unleashed in him? What has your scheme and your coaching and your staff, how have you reached him at the level that he's playing like he is now? We've seen him for years here. This year's different.
That's good to hear. I just think he's being himself, and I think that he understands that, you know, that we're counting on him and to make a difference, and he's done a great job standing up to it and just attacking each week and just getting more and more confidence and playing faster. But I just think it, like I said to start off, when you asked me the last time, I think it was you, Kim, that you know, the thing I just love being around the guy, and I think that has something to do with it too. You know, I really do. I think he feels comfortable with the staff, Dre and B. Cox. You know, done a great job with him, and I think that, you know, he knows that he's a leader of this defense, one of the leaders of this defense, and he takes pride in that as well.
One of Aaron Rodgers' unique skills is the hard count and getting free plays. How much you're shaking your head, so I assume, has that been a big emphasis with your guy?
No doubt. I mean, he's a pain in the butt. I wish there was something easy to say, you know. I mean, but like I said, it's a great challenge, and if you have respect for the game, which we all do, you really are excited about this challenge going against it, because it'll be something that you talk about, you know, the rest of your life. When I'm retired in a golf cart someplace down in Florida hitting a golf ball, I hope he's in the foursome in front of me and I'll hit a golf ball into him.
Chris asked you about red zone D and third down defense. I'm curious, like, when you look at the box score aside from points, what stats do you look at to tell you, like, oh, we had a good game because if you do this area well? And those two of them, I assume? Or
oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. You know, you look at third down. You look at third down. You look at red zone, because and obviously the scoring defense, because that's the bottom line. What you get judged by is how you keep them out of the end zone. And you know, so far we've done a nice job with that.
Why have you been able to survive defensively, given, you know, I mean, you've been out without your two edge rushers. You had a bunch of guys go down in the middle of the game last game. You know, Julian Love went out. Why do you think you've been able to just keep going and keep trudging along? I know last year it was a lot more difficult when you lost all those corners there.
Right. I think it's the culture that Joe and Brian that we're building here, number one, and number two is the group of guys in that room that have that next man up mentality of just being ready to go. And the other part is I think the assistants do a great job of preparing all those guys to be ready to go into the game. And you know, that's not as easy as it's said. You know, it's not as easy to do as how I just said it there. But you can see that when you put them in there, they're knowing what to do. And you know, the back end, you know, Rome's done a great job with the secondary. I thought that our inside backers played a lot better against the Bears than what they did the Cowboys. And Jalen had a big part to do with that, and Tay's tackling had a big part to do with that. But you know how this thing goes. Every week you're going to look to improve on something. If you're not, you're falling behind. So I love the mentality our guys have right now.